Good morning, children. Today I'm going to do the second part of lesson 1, food our basic need. As you can all see, there are lots of tasty food in front of you. Today I'm going to tell you why we cook food, methods of cooking food, and how to preserve food. Let's go to the next picture. Now the first thing is, why do we cook food? We cook food, it makes it soft, easy to digest, tasty, kills the germs present in the food. Now, let's go to the first point. The food is cooked to make it soft. Now, suppose I give you raw potato or rice. Will you be able to eat it? Certainly not. So, we cook raw food to make it soft. After that, it is easy to digest. Now, what happens is the human digestive system is made in such a way that we can only digest soft food. Now, if I give you raw pulses, you will not be able to digest it. You will have an indigestion. So, we cook food to make it soft and easy to digest. After that, we cook food to make it tasty. Your mother cooks very tasty food for you so that you eat it. Now, if she does not make tasty food, I'm very sure none of you will like to eat it. Now, if I give you flour, sugar, egg, and butter, will you like to have it raw? No. But if I bake it into a cake, I'm very sure you'll all love to have it. So, we all cook food to make it tasty. The other tasty foods are burgers and pizzas. Now, the fourth point is, it kills the germs present in the food. Now, food items have germs which you can't see. So, we cook the food to kill the germs. But suppose you're eating raw fruits and vegetables, you should wash it properly, because otherwise what will happen is the germ will stay on the peel and will go inside your body. But you should not overcook the food, otherwise it will kill the nutrients present in the food. Now, the next one. Now, the next is methods of cooking food. Basically, cooking is the transfer of heat to the food. When we are giving heat to the food gets cooked. The different methods of cooking food are boiling, frying, baking, roasting, and steaming. Now, in this picture, you can see that this water is being boiled, this is being baked, this is being fried. Here also, frying is there. We will start with the first method of cooking food, which is boiling. Now, what is boiling? Boiling is a method in which water is boiled and the raw ingredients are put inside that boiling water. Now, here you have pulses. Now, this pulses is very hard thing to eat. But when you cook it, when you boil it, it becomes soft and easy to digest. Here you have egg, you have potato, and you have rice. You cannot eat raw egg, potato, or rice. So we cook it to make it soft. And another thing is, if you boil the food, it is very healthy also, because here you're not using oil, and it's a good way of eating your food. Here you have frying. Now, what happens in frying is you take oil and you cook the food in the oil. Now, but oil is not good for your health, so frying is not a good way of cooking food. Now, the different food items which you can fry are samosas, bread pakoras, French fries, and puris. Here you have samosas, you have bread pakoras here, French fries, you have puris, you have bhaturas also. I'm very sure you will be able to think of a number of other food items which you fry. But what happens in frying is you're using oil, and oil is not good for your health. So eating fried food will make you fat, and you should avoid that. After frying, we have baking. Now you can all see there's this very tasty cake on the right side, and you have tasty looking biscuits also. Now, basically what you do is, in baking, you put the raw ingredients inside the oven and it gets baked. So the baking is used for baking cakes and biscuits. Here also baking is also a good way of cooking food because oil is not used. Now after that you have roasting. Now what happens in roasting is you just heat the food item without using oil. Here you can see on the left side you have roasted peanuts. Here you have roasted chanas, and here you have a roasted chicken. So roasting is a good way of cooking food. Another way of cooking food is by steaming. Now, as you can all see, you have momos on the left side and you have idlis on the right side. Now, in this case, what happens is you take a cooker, you put water at the bottom, and when the water starts boiling, that steam, you know, steam is the water vapor. The steam is cooking the idlis here and the momos here. So steaming is a very good way of cooking food because no oil is used. After cooking our food, we're going to do food preservation. Now, when vegetables are kept for a long time and not stored properly, they get spoiled. Spoiled food items are bad for our health. On the left side, you can see all these fruits and vegetables which have become rot. Here you can see fungus on the bread, and here you can see fungus on the tomato. For fungus on the bread, if you've never noticed it, what you can do is you can take bread, just put some water on it and leave it on the table for a few days. You can try it at home, and after 3 or 4 days, you can get to see fungus on that bread. Now, it is not very good to eat all these food items because when it goes inside your body, you will become sick. So, you have to have proper food. To prevent food items from getting spoiled, we need to preserve them. Preserve means we can keep it for a longer time. Now, preservation of food means it is a method used to keep food items edible. Edible means which you can eat for a longer time. Now you can see all these, sorry. Now here you can see all these food items on the table. Now suppose your mother cooks all these food items for you on your birthday, but you can't have all of them at one go. So what you do is you eat half of it and you leave it on the table for the next day. But next day, will you be able to eat it? You won't be able to eat it because it will get spoiled. Now, if you don't keep all these food items in the fridge, what will happen is it will become spoiled and you'll not be able to have it. It'll give a dirty, foul smell. So what you do is you keep it in the fridge. At home, this is the easiest way of preserving food. The different methods of preserving food are refrigerator, pickling, drying, canning, and bottling. Now, the first method of preserving food is refrigerator. Basically, what is done here is you keep the food items in the fridge. In the fridge, the temperature is cold, and in a cold temperature, you can preserve a lot of things. The fridge has a upper compartment, which is the freezer. In the freezer, the food can be kept for months, and in the lower compartment, which is the fridge, you can keep it for days or weeks. You can see here in the upper compartment, you have ice cream, you have ice and different other things. And in the lower compartment, you can see you have milk here, you can see the fruits and vegetables, you can see the egg, you can see the bun here, you can see Coke, you can see juices on the right side and sauces. So if you keep your fruits and vegetables and milk inside the fridge, it will not get spoiled. You can do the same thing at home also. Here you have pickling. Now, pickling is a method in which the fruits and vegetables are preserved with salt and oil. Pickling is basically you're making achar. I'm very sure your mother makes achars for you. So here what you do is you take a jar, you put the fruit or the vegetable inside the jar with salt and oil. So with the help of salt and oil, you can preserve these food items for a long, long time, even months and even years. Now drying. Now, in drying, the food is dried. Drying food items to preserve them for a longer time is called dehydration. So what we're doing here is we're just taking out the water from the food items and we are drying it. So we are actually doing dehydration. Now on the left side, you can see you have red chilies. So what is done is these red chilies are kept in the sun and all the water which is there inside the chilies, they get dried up and it becomes a dried food. On the right side, you can see there are different fruits here. You have grapes, then you have bananas, you have dates, you have prunes. So with the help of drying, you can preserve these food items for a long time. And it is not necessary it's going to taste bad because all these are looking very tasty to me and it can be kept for a long time. Now the last method is canning and bottling. Food items are sealed in cans and bottles. Since they are sealed in cans, they're called as canning, and when it is sealed in bottles, it is called in bottling. Here the examples are jam, squashes, and sauces. On the left side, you can see that these food items are kept in cans. The cans are tightly sealed so that no moisture gets inside, and without moisture, the germs will not be able to survive. So the food items will not get spoiled. Here on the right side, you have different kinds of sauce. In the market also, when you go, you can buy it just like that. And here the food items are preserved for a long time. You have squashes also, you have orange squash, you have lemon squash and pineapple squash, which you all enjoy. And in this way, you can keep it for over a year. So I hope you have understood the lesson and you found it interesting. Thank you very much.